Hello and welcome to the Gamescom Opening Night Live 2020 pre-show. I'm Kyle Bossman, and this is my hot and stinky apartment. I realize you probably have a lot of questions right now. Like, who is this guy? Not that important. Is this the show? No. Just to be clear, this is the pre-show. This is you and me for the next 20 minutes getting excited about Opening Night Live proper, the big show. That one is going to look nice. That one's got Jeff Keighley. That one's got a budget. It's going to be fancy looking, not like this. And then you might be thinking, wait, is the next 20 minutes just this guy with his headband talking to me about stuff? No, it's going to be some of that, but most of the show is trailers. We have world premiere trailers right here for the pre-show. If anything, my job is just to smile at you and fill time in between trailers. In fact, we should, I think, start off with a trailer. We'll talk about Opening Night Live. It's going to be big and fun and awesome, but I feel like the best way to kick off a pre-show is just to get right into one. Our first world premiere trailer is a game that was just announced earlier this year at an Inside Xbox event from Bandai Namco. This is Scarlet Nexus.
Have to be prepared for anything.
Intruders were just detected.
We have to work together.
Or the world will be destroyed.
We have so many different powers.
Let's do this. You have your ways of doing things, and I have mine.
If you're just now joining us, this is the Gamescom Opening Night Live 2020 pre-show. That was a trailer for a video game and not an anime, and I'm Kyle Bossman, not important. For the next 20 minutes, much less than now, we are counting down the minutes until the big show, Opening Night Live, in which you're going to get fresh looks at Fall Guys Season 2, Destiny 2, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War was just announced yesterday. We're already going to see more of that tonight. Lots of things to see. Cindy Goodman from IGN is going to be giving out the Gamescom awards for Best PC Game, Best PlayStation Game, Best Xbox Game, as well as talking about some brand new shows from IGN that they are debuting this week at Gamescom. Lots of stuff in ONL. It is going to be a chunky, thick show. But in the meantime, for this pre-show, it is time now for another world premiere on our end. The game next that we're going to see is called Quantum Error. And parents, let me warn you now, it's time to put the kids to bed, because it's about to get scary as hell in here. I don't care if you're in the Western Hemisphere and it is the afternoon. Put the kids to bed.
We did it. That artifact you recovered. Held the answer to all our questions. We can control them now. Use them to travel the stars. Humanity's reach will be infinite.
We've got a lot more world-exclusive trailers to go, more pre-show to go, an interview with Jeff Keighley. Next up, we have a car brand synonymous with racing and innovation and a key partner of Gamescom for years, Ford. They're about to exclusively reveal the first ever car made with gamers for gamers. Check it out.
Ford knows racing. In 2019, we brought our love of racing to gaming, and Team Fordzilla was born. And that was just the beginning. In May, we launched Project P1 to design a car in collaboration with gamers for gaming. This project was a global first, and our designers let their imagination go wild. So on to our first global announcement. Please welcome our first ever Team Fordzilla Project P1 model. And now our second
Team
global
Fordzilla.
announcement. You got us so excited with Project P1 that we are now
Yeah, I'm
committing
so
to
excited.
make a real
I need to
world
change
version of
pants.
this groundbreaking car.
I need to change pants. I'm so excited. Hey!
If I didn't have games, I guess I would just be writing a lot more. Video games and writing are absolutely my two favorite passions, and I just managed to combine them into a job. So I feel like, honestly, I probably would have finished a couple of books.
If there was no game, what else
That's
would I
a
do?
sad story.
I like tech, but you need to do things on the technology. And so if I can't play things, if I wasn't into gaming, yeah, it'll be a lot of TV watching.
If there's out there a universe where I'm not a gamer, then I probably would start.
Okay, this is... What is this? Anyways, so how are you guys feeling? How's that sad that somebody could have written several novels and instead they played some video games? That's super sad. Novels. That's like, think about all the amazing games you played. What if Kojima's like, oh, I could have made all those video games if I wasn't just playing them?
Existing, but I think it is safe to say that this year's will be unconventional. So to tell us what to expect from the show this year, please welcome Jeff Keighley. We are now joined by Jeff Keighley, host and executive producer of Opening Night Live. How you doing, Jeff?
I'm doing great, Kyle. How are you?
I'm doing okay. So back in April, Gamescom said we're going digital this year. When did you start thinking about O&L and how that's going to look?
Well, we knew last year we were going to do another O&L this year because it was a big success. But yeah, we had no idea what format it was going to take. Normally we are in Cologne. This year we're doing it from Los Angeles. But I actually, Gamescom came to me and said, we definitely want to do O&L. It's a digital event for the whole world. So even if we don't have something physically in Germany, we still want to do this show with you. And I said I was doing Summer Game Fest, and maybe we can bring all these things together to create this grand finale for the show. And all summer I was really hoping to do a show that was a little bit bigger than I've been, broadcasting from home here for many months. And I wanted to do something with kind of a set and a little bit of spectacle to it, and bring the whole industry together. And that's what we're going to do.
So is it going to be just as long as a regular show?
Yeah, we have like 2 hours of stuff to show folks from across the industry. Like the big stuff, the biggest games out there like Call of Duty, and then a lot of really, interesting titles. Of course, we're going to have some amazing next-gen stuff in the show, and Fall Guys Season 2, which has, become a thing over the past couple of weeks. So it's really fun to have like the big and the small and the surprises and next-gen all blended together. But yeah, it's a full-blown show, 2 hours.
Is it going to be just back-to-back trailers, or are you going to do some interviews and demos?
you will definitely see trailers. You will see some extended gameplay demos of some titles as well. There will be a few interviews with a couple of developers. We've got some special guests. And one thing I will say kind of right out of the gate is that this is not sort of wall-to-wall shock and awe announcements of new games similar to last year at Gamescom. We have some really big updates on games that fans are excited about and meaningful, but the kind of big surprise announcements, we have a few things in the show, and we have lots of great things planned for the Game Awards. But similar to last year, this is really a showcase of like big holiday games coming next year that you know about. So I would tell people to set their expectations to be really meaningful updates on existing games versus blowing you.
All right, he's basically just addressing that right now, Leonot. There will be no Death Stranding type announcements unless this is all a long joke.
Me too. It's been really fun to build this, but even working with our team, it's been challenging to do things safely in the era of COVID, and it's meant a lot to me that Gamescom has said we still want to do this show, and I think for all of us in the industry, we want that.
Yeah, it's kind of all the big award shows have basically just like been slowly, quickly phased out.
Have a set, and you'll see we've got
E3 dropped, and
it's if we
when the big people started pulling out of E3, that was a big deal.
That we haven't felt this summer, right? And a lot of the events this summer have been.
And now it just seems, and now with COVID, it's kind of like, are we going to lose all these kind of events? I like when they do them their own style too. I think it's kind of nice to space it out throughout the year. Instead of everything being at E3 in the summer.
Thanks for hosting the pre-show.
But the thing with E3 is that it's
so just so we're all on the same page about what just happened, that was basically
there's competition
with my boss, using questions that I mostly already know the answers to. So considering all that, I think
I like this guy's quite honest.
Next up, we do have another world premiere trailer, baby. Vroom vroom honk honk for Dirt 5.
Porky, vroom vroom Hong Kong. He stole your line. Vampire. I guess the Dirt games have been successful. There's 5 of them. It seems like a real kind of solo thing. Mostly like time trials, and then they make it interesting by throwing balloons at you. You find like every game trailer is exactly the same. Same kind of music, same kind of like cutting style. Cut. Slow motion part.
And sucked out gas? To be continued. It is now time for the part of the pre-show that I've been reading your live comments. I see them right now. Everybody's blowing up, demanding Kyle's 10 reasons to be excited for Opening Night Live. Well, let's kick it off. Reason number 10 to be excited for Opening Night Live 2020, feeling excited for next gen again. Number 9, Jeff Keighley wardrobe reveal. Number 8 reason to be excited for Opening Night Live 2020, Destiny trailers usually pretty good. Number 7, it will mean this pre-show is finally over. Number 6, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. Number 5 reason to be excited for ONL 2020, Shadow Drops. Number 4, Fall Guys Season 2. Number 3 reason to be excited for ONL 2020, actual gameplay from a mysterious PlayStation 5 exclusive. Ooh. Number 2, Everything else in my life sucks right now. And the number one reason to be excited for Opening Night Live 2020, Jeff Keighley said it's gonna be good. We have one final world premiere trailer to show off, and this trailer is an announcement of a Switch version of a popular game from 2018 that can only be described as Dinosaursy. Enjoy.
Felix!
You think that things are going to turn out differently?
Dinosaur theme park? Jurassic Park theme park?
The ones before you did too. Because they believed that they were in control. And control, well...
Oh, Jeff Goldblum.
Here's the thing.
Build your own.
Humanity is
That's fun.
desperate for it. We are seduced by it. But we never really possess it.
I don't want to shoot them. Yeah, I want to do it like SimCity.
Can be tenacious and stubborn. Life will not be contained.
Life will find a way.
And what makes
Say
us
it.
such unique creatures is knowing the power of what we're up against and still believing that we can win.
I've never heard of this game. But I did like Dino Theme Park. Or Dino Park Tycoon. On my DOS. It was a super fun game, really cartoony. It was bright, it was fun, had a sense of humor about itself. You hatched baby dinosaurs and watch them grow, it was awesome. Had a great sense of humor.
Season 2, you'll see Black Ops Cold War, that mysterious PlayStation 5 demo. Some things we've probably never heard of before. I think it's going to be a very good show. I'm personally excited about it. Me. I should thank you, actually, for putting up with my nonsense for the last
He has that
minutes.
American accent where they don't say thank you, they say thank you. Like the thank you.
So what's the plan?
Time to take control of our world. When we feel out of place, disconnected, and divided,
there are always repercussions.
Do we have what it takes?
All right, I'm going in.
To be heroes?
What we're doing here could change things.
Imagine if this was all one game.
We bring the world together.
With us now.
They nailed it.
Celebrate who we are.
This is humanity's chance to repent.
And what we are.
I'm with you every step of the way.
The future of gaming. Welcome to Gamescom Opening Night Live.
Where did you see this advertised?
Hello, everyone. I'm Jeff Keighley.
He's got
and
a set.
welcome to
This is what Jeff
Gamescom
Keighley's
Opening
house
Night
looks like.
Live 2020. Now, this year, Gamescom is, of course, a little different than
There's
normal.
no fridge.
And I hope all
That's how
of
he
you
stays
and your
so thin.
families are safe and healthy at home. In 2020, games have comforted and connected us more than ever. And with the launch of PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X later this year, games are only going to get better.
Can't believe that's happening
Summer,
later this
we
year.
could get to this very moment, a big live showcase filled with more than 35 games to kick off Gamescom 2020. Tonight, you'll get a first look at Fall Guys Season 2 and an extended gameplay demo of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart for PlayStation 5. Plus, we might have a couple surprises along the way, too. But before we start, I want to acknowledge and thank all the game developers, marketers, and publishers who have worked under challenging circumstances to keep us entertained. This show is nothing without them or my production team, and doing a show at this scale safely is not easy, especially when all of you at home have some pretty insane expectations. I hope tonight reminds you why you love to play games.
Yes.
And with that, we're going to move on to our first game with a game that was just announced yesterday. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And joining me is Dan Vondrack from Raven to tell us about the game and give you an exclusive sneak peek. Dan, how you doing?
No. Except for that one guy who's on D-Live. He'd be happy. He's like, finally, you get it.
Project for us to work on from nearly the beginning of development. We knew Black Ops Cold War was going to be a direct sequel to Black Ops 1.
There's
and we
coming
loved
in
the
every
idea of
years.
returning to the pillars. Built the Black Ops franchise, deniable operations, conspiracy grounded in history,
Raven.
and
They're the guys that did,
the world of
they're like
paranoia.
opposite
And
Treyarch,
we
right?
get to
They're with
mix
Infinity
all
Ward.
those together, drop the player into the 1980s at the height of the Cold War, and it's really something that we know would feel relevant to today and also uniquely Black Ops.
Well, you start playing with Black Ops, everyone wants to know characters.
I know,
we saw yesterday in the reveal trailers.
It's such a nice looking background, that
Woods,
wallpaper.
Mason, like, break it down.
Almost
how
perfect.
does this fit into the Black Ops canon? You said it's a direct sequel, so are we going to
Maybe
see
at the end he's
going to
go, and we're going to make this lights out.
Yeah, part of the fun in making this game was bringing back the iconic characters like Woods and Hudson and Mason and seeing how all those personalities mix with some of the new characters. So the campaign takes place in 1981, and we love that we've been able to have so many connections to the original Black Ops and really be that direct sequel to the game.
Now, one thing that I'm really excited about this is
These guys
you're
did,
pushing the storytelling in kind of a new direction
Jedi
with some
Knight 2,
branches
Outcast.
and some options about how you play through the campaign. Can
Cool.
you maybe walk us through your thinking there?
Yeah, one of the driving forces from
And they
early in
did Wolfenstein
development was to say,
2009.
let's take this Black Ops thrill ride and infuse it with some player choice and some player freedom. Anything we can do to give the player a little more ownership over their experience. So that starts with allowing the player to create their own character for the Cold War campaign. They can name them and pick a military background and really pretend they are that Black Ops soldier that they want to be.
Wow, these guys
From
did the
there,
first
we
Black
wanted to take
Ops?
some of our missions and infuse
No, it's developed by
objectives,
Treyarch,
multiple
Raven
paths, and
Assisted,
some
did
player
DLC.
choice moments inside some of those missions. And it was fun to find that balance between the hard driving Call of Duty action and these more non-linear experiences inside some of the missions. So with choice comes the player wanting to feel that impact. So some of those choices earlier in the game and some towards the end will actually shape the ending of the narrative of the campaign.
All right, so multiple endings to this game.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That was one of the big things for us. It's like we love that Black Ops has always been willing to take risks, and we all know they did some of this in Black Ops 2. And with our story and with these features, we loved paying homage to those early Black Ops games.
Oh, yeah, I remember the numbers. All right. Well, Dan,
So this is-
we are excited to see
So this is their first Call of Duty that they are almost headlining. They're co-developing this with Treyarch. Every other one they've just done assisting in DLC. But they did Jedi Knight 2. Good game.
Yeah, absolutely. This is really exciting because this will be the first time we've done this outside the walls of the development studio. This is a scene from earlier in the game, and it's a critical point on the walls of the development studio. This is a scene from earlier in the game, and it's a critical point that really shows the narrative of the world, shows this threat that our heroes are going to be battling. So let's take a look.
(1943). Detailed information from the Manhattan Project was stolen from Los Alamos by the Russian spy known as Perseus. 1968, the Vietnam War. Viet Cong soldiers orchestrated by Perseus attempted to steal an American-made nuclear bomb from a U.S. firebase. 5 days ago, while on a mission, we acquired intel that Perseus is in play again and planning an attack on the West. Perseus. The CIA's analysts consider him to be the single largest threat to the free world.
Mr. Hudson, we're all aware of Perseus. We're also aware he's more myth than fact. I mean, personally, I think he's nothing more than the Russian man.
Hey, allow me to introduce the man best suited to respond to that. CIA clandestine special officer Russell Adler. He's one of the few people who even come close to capturing Perseus.
Mr.
It's like Robert
Adler,
Redford.
why should we take this
It'd be cool if they got him to voice it.
seriously?
You don't have to, sir.
Yeah, then a lot of innocent people are gonna die.
Why do you say that?
Sir.
Every time Perseus has come into play, it shifted the balance of the Cold War. After 13 years of silence, if he's active, something big is gonna happen.
It's a long cutscene.
Something that will affect the free world.
You can see the American flag right here.
Mr. President.
Sir.
Mr. President.
Mr. President, this is Jason Hudson and Russell Adler.
I know their names. Who do you think approved their last mission?
A real president! I'm surprised they have permission
Is
to
the
put
threat real?
him in the game.
Yes, sir, we believe it is.
Can you stop Perseus?
Can you
We
do
can,
it?
sir.
We need to stop those Russians.
Sir, their requests are highly irregular. Most likely illegal if the press gets a hold.
What the hell are you talking about?
You know who we are?
Every mission we go on is illegal.
Sergeant Woods. Plausible
The like
deniability
discrepancy in how all these characters act is hilarious.
Talking about preventing an
I'm Reagan, and then you have all these Call of Duty guys.
We're
doing missions.
Gentlemen, you've been given an important task. Protecting our very way of life from a great evil.
That's a great impression
There is no
of
higher
Reagan.
duty. There is no higher honor. And while few people will know of your struggles, rest assured, the entire free world will benefit. I know you won't fail us.
It's like Schwarzenegger. Evil for Schwarzenegger. Oh.
Tonight we have some new game announcements for you guys as well.
I want to play as
including
Ronald
a
Reagan.
new next-gen narrative action-adventure game from Reflector Entertainment in Montreal. It's called Unknown 9. The game tells the story of Haruna, a woman raised on the streets of India and haunted by visions of her own death. Haruna struggles to understand her mysterious innate abilities to manipulate the unseen. Check out this first look.
Cool idea. That could be cool. I like the way they told the story there. I guess it makes sense not to have a lot of gameplay because, you know, to make a gameplay trailer for a show, you have to create this thing you're not even going to use in the final game. But the way they told that story in the cutscene makes me think I could find that interesting. Who are all those people? Looks like a generic CSI type team.
All right, let's get to the gameplay. One of this year's biggest games has been Doom Eternal. Tonight, we've got an exclusive first look at the campaign expansion called The Ancient Gods Part 1. Check this out.
Check it. Check it, guys. Check.
We've been allies for some time now. I knew you were the moment you set foot in the room. Your gifts hold to us now.
The Slayer has arrived. Please proceed with control, assertive aggression.
We were to resurrect the only ones who can save this world.
Nice and colorful.
Wow.
"2020 marks the 25th anniversary of a legendary game studio, BioWare. Tonight, Casey Hudson and the team wanted to give everyone around the world a little taste of what's next. Casey, over to you.
Another Mass Effect?
Jeff,
Another
it's great to see you
Anthem?
again. You know, 6 years ago, we were on the stage with you at the 2014 Game Awards, accepting the Game of the Year for Dragon Age Inquisition. And since then, we've been imagining new ways to use next-generation technology to bring the world and characters of Dragon Age to life.
Whoa, where's Siegfried?
But we thought it was time to give you the very first look at how BioWare's passionate team of developers are crafting this very special game.
Good God.
I've been at BioWare for a really long time.
I thought,
so I've got
these
to see it
graphics
grow
are so
up and turn
lifelike.
From a company of 35 people to a company of more than 300 people.
There's amazing people in the industry. There's amazing stories to be told with other people.
I love that character so much.
We're very experimental here at BioWare, so we're always coming up with new stuff.
We're always trying to improve, innovate, and bring new characters to life for our players and fans to enjoy.
The world of Dragon Age really has got it all. It's got frontier stories, it's got mystery, it's got hard-boiled detective stories. And of course, it's all wrapped up in kind of a fantasy setting.
You really
Kind
feel
of.
like you're the hero in the Dragon Age world and you're saving people.
Dragon Age to me is a wonderful world to play in.
I am really excited about the future of Dragon Age. This is an original world, original flora, original wildlife, original architecture. That makes it fun to explore and discover.
In the next Dragon Age, we get an opportunity to see new things, new places, and interact with people who lived and grew up in these spaces as well.
For the game we're working on now, we want to tell a story. What happens when you don't have power? What happens when the people in charge aren't willing to address the issues?
The things that you can expect in the next installment are going to be stories that focus on the people around you and the friends and family you make.
Something that we'll be able to look forward to in Dragon Age is a really close relationship with game characters who really become real for you.
We want characters to either be loved or hated. One of the best examples of that is Solus. Half the community wants to kill him, half the people want to marry him, then another part want to do both.
They call me the Dread Wolf. What will they call you when this is over?
BioWare and EA has been one of the forerunners in using motion magic technology, and that makes it way more realistic when you're looking at the characters and the way they walk and move and interact in the world.
Players want that suspension of disbelief that this wonderful collection of digital pixels is actually a living, breathing soul.
No, it's okay. That's the good kind of rumble.
I actually design bosses. I help with the creature design team as well. So I do all of like the big threats that you have to go up against.
Nobody dies on my watch. For the Wardens!
Choice is a big part of what Dragon Age is as a franchise. The decisions you make can affect change in the world.
Decision making can mean that a party member lives or a party member dies. And it means owning your outcome and reactivity to the choices that you do make.
I just love the possibilities that Dragon Age offers us, and I'm excited to explore a lot more of them.
To me, that potential is what gets you up in the morning. It's a fantastic opportunity every time.
Next up, it's time for something special.
Back to the Future?
Great Scott!
Wow.
I think there's been a serious miscalculation.
Wow, wait, you're, what's his name? Back to the Future?
I'm Emmanuel Brown, doctor of physics, not of medicine, and certainly not that quack from Rick and Morty.
Yeah, we know who you are, but what are you
Jeff,
doing here?
I did come back from the future to this precise moment on August 27th, 2020, because it's imperative we launch Surgeon Simulator 2 right now.
And what exactly do you have to do with Surgeon Simulator?
During the mid-20th century, some friends of mine from Bernardshire University invented a state-of-the-art medical training facility, otherwise known as the Surgeon Simulator Training Program. Now, 70 years later, we've digitized the experience. It's unbelievable. You can access the program through your computer and then be medically trained from the comfort of your keyboard. And it's available as of, great Scott, this very moment. Tonight, I want to world premiere a few examples of some of the incredibly successful test subjects who have already completed the course.
So you're saying a world premiere will save our future?
Only time will tell. And speaking of time, I'm off to another world premiere, Avengers 26, The Return of the Son of Thanos, opening 2077. And with that, I leave the fate of the human race in your hands. Just make sure you play Surgeon Simulator 2. Now, doctor's orders.
I never. Oh, it's a VR game.
Somebody give him a little pat on the head. Where does this part go? There, we got it. He looks good as new.
Now grab the good arm and bring it in here. We're dying. He's dying.
Oh, no, that's not right. My finger slipped.
He gets the right.
Jesus Christ. Put it back.
That's better.
Doc Brown introducing Jacksepticeye playing Surgeon Simulator, only on opening night live. All right, well, if you thought that crossover was kind of crazy, wait until you get a load of this next game announcement that I don't think anyone probably saw coming. Check this out.
Napoleon Dynamite 4. In a world where a man needs skills.
Oh boy, that felt like a real like a 90s commercial.
Tonight is just the start of Gamescom 2020. Over the next 3 days, there are more streams from IGN and Webedia with in-depth looks at games, a digital cosplay contest, and some special new shows just for Gamescom. Your portal for all things Gamescom this year is Gamescom Now, which you can check out at gamescom.global. Now, one game you'll hear more about later on IGN's post-show is this one, a return of two classic characters that I love. Check this out.
In a world gone strange, one elite force stands against the darkness. But even they could use some help.
Here, slip on this little beauty for effect.
Oh yeah. Speaking of the 90s.
Oh, hello, miss.
The return of Sam and Max. Yes. All right. And now it's time to say hello to my wonderful co-host for ONL from IGN. Please say hello to Sydney Goodman.
Thank you, Jeff. What's up, everyone? I'm Sydney Goodman, and I am thrilled to be here. Gamescom is always such a fun event, and throughout the show tonight, I'll be telling you about all the different ways that IGN is involved in this year's festivities. But first, I have an award to announce. The winner of Best Nintendo Switch Game is Little Nightmares 2. Huge congratulations. Like I said, IGN is going to be here for all of Gamescom with great shows such as the Gamescom Studio, where you can find me and my co-hosts for all day long games content, interviews, dev talks, and more. Plus, we have Gamescom Awesome Indies, the show with and for indie developers. That premieres Saturday, August 29th at 7 p.m. Central European Time, so be sure to tune in for more announcements and special guests. And now, let's go back to Jeff for our next big world premiere.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sid. We are so excited to see what's in the Gamescom studio.
Jeff Keighley's so relaxed he could fall right over.
On the Daily Show tomorrow, so looking forward to that. All right, well, on to our next game. In the next World of Warcraft expansion, players will journey beyond the mortal world of Azeroth to a place where no living soul has set foot before. The Shadowlands, the afterlife of an entire Warcraft universe. The infinite realms of the Shadowlands are watched over by different factions, known as Covenants, each holding dominion over a different aspect of the afterlife. And depending on how someone lived their mortal life, they may end up as part of one of these Covenants when they cross over into the Shadowlands. Today, we're excited to give you a closer look at the noble and pure Kyrian Covenant from the realm of Bastion, who are charged with carrying the souls of the dead into the beyond. So sit back and get ready for the world premiere of Bastion, the first in Blizzard Entertainment's new 4-part series of animated shorts called Afterlives. Enjoy.
Shadowlands, Dark Shadow Hunter, Shadowgate, Shadowlands, Shadowheart.
Something Nomura would come up with. Nomura writes like a 12-year-old. Nomura writes like a 12-year-old who took his month's supply of Ritalin in one day.
Light, save my soul.
And then he became a shadow, and then he was in another dimension, and then the other dimension was connected to this one, but he wasn't him, and he looked like him, but it wasn't him.
Uther.
Where am I?
You're in a trailer.
To Bastion.
Where is the gameplay? We didn't make any
You
in
led
time.
a truly selfless life. And
Is it
for
one of
that,
those FMV trailers? CGI trailers?
Chosen.
No.
To shed your mortal burdens.
6 frames.
And
Actually, I like the
join
drawings,
ranks
though. They tell a
of
nice
the
little story.
ascended, serving to ferry the souls of
Am I
the
watching
dead
Banner Saga?
unto the Shadowlands.
I serve the light, and my work is not done. There is an evil that must be...
There is no evil here. The darkness was sealed within the maw long ago.
You're wrong. He destroyed my home. Murdered my people and my king. He must be punished.
You are an aspirant now. You must accept your new purpose and purge yourself of this desire for vengeance.
What I desire is justice.
Devos, why are you training this soul? It is beneath your station as a paragon.
He cannot let go. He continues to demand retribution for his death.
And this concerns you? Many souls take eons to ascend.
Yes, but this one seems broken, Thenios. Unlike any soul I have seen. I have begun to wonder whether he was deemed worthy of Bastion. By mistake.
Be careful, Devos. I would not let the Archon hear such a thought. In time, he will forget. Trust our ways. Trust the path.
Devos. How long must we train?
Until you are ready to ascend.
And what is keeping me from ascension?
Nothing but the memory of your mortal life.
How can I forget when I can still feel his blade?
Your soul is wounded? Who did this to you?
He was my student. He betrayed us all.
I would have liked to see Jeff Keighley act this out. If Blizzard's like, we don't have time to make anything. Jeff, do you just want to read the part of the lady? And the turtle guy you have on the other camera could play the part of the man?
The runes on his blade were unmistakable. This dark agent runs free on a mortal world with the power of the Maw itself in hand. Our realm is imperiled.
Impossible. The Maw is inescapable. You must return to the path.
If he had purged his life, we never would have
all right.
known of this calamity.
This is a lot of lore and story for like for a more general event. Nice body drawing. How do you make money in Diablo? More room for class-based shooters? They made that class-based Rocket League kind of American Gladiators type online game, right? That's not out yet. That looks like it's going to be really good. That game's going to be huge. Prince is liking the story? All right.
Has come.
I thought I was not ready.
Do you wish to see him punished?
I do.
Then prepare yourself. The moment he falls, we will claim him.
They got rid of the auction house.
I see. Only darkness before me.
Now, cast him into the maw. Return him to the darkness he served. His eternal suffering
Fallen angel.
awaits.
He was.
Oh no. That was Draco Malfoy's dad.
Remember what he did and take your vengeance.
I don't know what he did. I feel like some backstory is required for this.
Justice.
Shadowlands. Wow, that was quite the story.
All right, hope you guys enjoyed that exclusive look at Bastion. Now, we know many of you can't wait to experience Shadowlands, and our friends at Blizzard want you to know the wait is almost over.
Almost over. Oh, Jeff. You sneaky guy. What is this? Oh. Oh my god. Oh, the game. The world. Ah.
October 27th, it is official. And we have so much more opening night live still to go for you. Ratchet & Clank, PlayStation 5, much more. Stay tuned. All right, but now it's time for the announcement of a new universe that is coming to gaming for the first time with a project from a Canadian studio. Check this out.
Ah, sounds exciting.
They have returned.
Sounds generic.
They corrupted. Divided. Conquered. Until finally...
Conquer's bad for a day.
The gates of the celestial realm were thrown open.
Warhammer stuff.
Our last remaining hope. The Stormcast Eternals. Vengeance made manifest. Unbound. Unbroken. We will take back what the dead have ravaged.
I don't understand what that is. It's on everything. It's on Switch too, so it's going to be, I guess, could be basically like a mobile game.
Now, you
I didn't
guys
see
may
if it was on a
remember
mobile
back
platform.
in June, I had some masked fun with my buddy Crash Bandicoot announcing Crash 4 It's About Time. With the game coming in October, Crash, of course, had to come back for opening night live. So let's bring him out, everybody. Crash Bandicoot.
Yeah, and the guy who played him in the 90s was so funny. Is it him? You're not going to say anything? It was the jokes that were the best part. He was roasting people, hanging outside Nintendo headquarters, heckling them. Telling them they need to update their gameplay to include modern cinematic storytelling.
Poor Crash apparently didn't get the memo about Gamescom. But to tell us more about what we just saw, I'm joined by Lou Studdert from Toys for Bob. Lou, what did we see there with Crash and the Gamescom bot?
Apparently you saw him wandering around Cologne, but what he was hinting at was kind of our reveal of what we call flashback tapes, which are a brand new style of level that we are announcing here today.
Okay, so how do these flashback levels kind of play into the overall Crash 4 narrative?
Yeah, so the way that the flashback tape levels work is that they are kind of a peek back in time to the 90s when Neo Cortex was actually testing on Crash and Coco before the events of Crash Bandicoot 1. And they're kind of these devious puzzle rooms that we've made, and they're really hard, and they're really awesome, and they're super creative, and we can't wait to get people's hands on them.
Yeah, no, I got to play a demo of this a few weeks ago, and that was a challenge, so I can't imagine how nefarious these are. How are they going to be sort of integrated into the game? Are they optional, like offshoot stuff, or how do you get to them?
Sure. So players actually have to collect the flashback tapes in the levels themselves. They're an object that they can pick up, and to actually pick them up, they have to reach them in the level without dying. It's kind of our homage to the death routes from the original trilogy. So players have to reach these objects in the level, pick them up, and then once they get them, they'll get access to these unique levels.
So beyond the pure challenge, what other fun? How are these fun for players to kind of experience, and what do they get to do in them?
Sure. So one of the things that we did was we actually used these as, like I said, puzzle rooms, really kind of fun, nefarious, devious ways for Crash to really express that pure platforming kind of aspect of gameplay that we know and love about the franchise. But then narratively for us, it was really cool to layer in
That's the way to do it, Felix.
a unique perspective to the franchise. This is the moment when Cortex is really excited about the prospect of Crash being on his team, because Crash was originally created by Cortex, and so this is a weird point.
I like the look of the backgrounds.
Explored in the games before.
It's like multi-layered, really beautiful. Looks like it's out of Ori.
Looks phenomenal, Lou. We cannot wait to check it out in October. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I think it will. I think Sony did a pretty good job of building up the hype with the Crash Remastered trilogy.
Opening night live.
Crash lore, yes.
Modern cinematic lore telling.
Bullets.
I have become terror. The unseen predator. A rupture that obliterates without warning. Alone, the hordes of Enoch will fall before me. But together,
I like this.
This entire planet will fear us. The anomaly alters us, each in our own ways, yet we are drawn down the same road into the dark heart of creation. 'Cause I feel the way you feel.
Yeah, it is very generic.
Find the source.
But when I hear stuff like this,
Whatever it takes.
like this, I don't know why do they even bother talking about the story like that.
Heart of darkness, evilness, we will fight.
I'm more interested in the fact that you can hold machine gun bullets in the air and you're materializing weapons. And looks like there's different classes. And that you're some kind of a skull.
Outriders.
Square Enix. Wow. Yeah. So I'll mute the commercials. That was a quick one.
Enter a contender. Leave as a champion. This is it.
This looks like Unreal Tournament, but more cartoony. Oh, dude, they just took your Unreal game from you. Maybe it'd be a good alternative for you. Four-player versus anime soccer? I did not see what the game was.
Commander. I can see you're new here. Let me get you up to speed. The Underhive's named well. A sprawl of humanity suffering away like ants. Deep underground where we ain't causing trouble for the rich boys and girls, no matter how loud we are. And do we ever make some noise? Every Orlok says they could shoot the tail off a lashworm and they'd splash your head from 20 paces for saying they couldn't. I don't want to say immortal, but when their armor, blood, skin and will are of iron, it's a potent combo. Why would someone like you want to know about an all-female gang of psychopaths, drug dealers, killers, cloners and... Oh, makes sense. And Escher will cut you up just for the fun of it. Goliaths are big. That's it. Anything smaller than them doesn't deserve to live. And they're just as happy filling you with lead as they are smashing you to pieces with a power maul. Now, mixing that whole pot together in a place like this, you can imagine what happens. Chaos, gang warfare, for wealth, for power, hell, sometimes just for fun. So, think you're ready? Necromunda Underhive Wars comes to PlayStation 4, Xbox One and PC on September 8th.
But what is it? What is it? What's going to happen?
Os jogos, além de realidades virtuais extremamente fidedignas e realistas, eu acho que também se encontra em formas mais expressivas e absurdas, quebrando cada vez mais esses paradigmas de formato de videogame que a gente tem e sendo usado mais do que nunca como uma ferramenta de expressão artística.
I envision the future of gaming to be quite bright and quite online.
The next generation of console will clearly allow AAA and indie developers to build more creative
Yeah. It's like they do these trailers and I guess they're trying to get you into the personality of the game. But I don't know, it's just like they all seem the same. It's like if you're really just trying to get your personality across, but all you can really talk about is how we're going to fight the darkness on the other side. We will shoot and we will try to win. Yeah, Hyperscape, free-to-play Battle Royale. That's actually probably the most interesting thing we've seen so far. Shadowrun collection?
About opening night is that we can show you the biggest games in the industry and also smaller titles that should be on your radar. So pay attention to this next game. It comes from a team of 2 in Sweden, Tuxedo Labs. Over the past 3 years, developer Dennis Gustafsson has built his own game engine to realize his for a fully destructible game world. What he's building has absolutely blown me away, so I asked Dennis to prepare a special trailer just for tonight. I hope you're equally inspired by the ideas in this next game. Definitely one to watch. Teardown.
Oh man, this game is going to be huge. This is going to be huge. This actually looks interesting. 2 people did this? This is insane. This is insanity. Good lord. Destructible Minecraft with guns? Wow. To do heists? Oh my god. Whoa. Oh, look at that fire. Huh. So I wonder what the heist is going to be. Like single player, multiplayer? That looks amazing. That looks really, really strong. That was that called Teardown?
Night Live, we announced Little Nightmares 2 to the world. Well, the team at Tarsier Studios hasn't shown anything since, but that changes right now. Here is a first look at the gameplay of Little Nightmares 2, which is coming next February, with more to come throughout the week at Gamescom, including a live demo on Gamescom Studio tomorrow. Nice. All right, thank you.
Nice, thank you. Looks nice. Just thinking, yeah. I don't know anything about the first one.
WWE Hall of Famer Jerry the King Lawler, and I'm reuniting with my old buddy Mauro
He looks
Ranallo to bring you
scarily young.
all the over-the-top action in WWE 2K Battlegrounds. Mamma mia! This is great! This arcade-style video game is over-the-top outrageous, with over 70 WWE superstars and legends brawling it out like never before!
He looks very young girls.
Oh no! Hold on to your toupee, Mauro! Look out below! WWE!
Piccolo, they talked about Dragon Age, buddy. The new one. Sally told me it's Tim Burton. That's a nice way of putting it.
Wait to see these WWE legends teach these kids a thing or two. And you know what? Here's a closer look at the insane action. It's a great evening for
Wrestlers are good at selling things.
action.
That's what they do. They're carnies.
Man, it's so good to see the Bella Twins at their best. Now, let's keep this party rolling with another matchup. Oh, look out, Mauro. The Undertaker has risen, and Finn Balor is about to be taken for his last ride. Mamma mia, what a move! Finish him! Oh, no! He just hit the snooze button. How do you lose like that? What's the matter with you legends? This is just an example of the pandemonium that you're going to experience when you head to the battlegrounds. Woo! That's a big toy hammer. Oh, I can't believe my eyes. Seth Rollins delivers the stomp. What a night. What a night. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen. Pre-order WWE 2K Battlegrounds today.
I think they've been
Brawl
doing.
without limits.
They've been doing these sort of like mobile games quite a lot for a while.
Mamma mia! Oh, sorry, Mauro. I know that's your line.
Like sort of card type games and all that crap.
Even more awards to announce, so let's get right down to it.
But yeah, their
Of
major
Best Action
WWE
Adventure
games
Game
are
is
awful.
Watch Dogs Legion.
The city needs a resistance. And it starts with you. What do you say?
I'm the perfect shot.
The winner of the Best Action Game is Star Wars Squadrons.
Is that out?
This is going to be close. The winner of Best Multiplayer Game is Operation Tango.
That looks interesting. Oh man, they should announce the winner of PS5 versus Xbox Series X or whatever they're gonna call that. I guess this is like when they give a Best of Show award at E3, and they're all just trailers.
The winner of Best Indie Game is Curious Expedition 2.
Did not believe what I had witnessed.
Uplay said an MMA card tech game a few years back.
It was time for the
They're just trying to bank on people getting addicted to that kind of stuff.
Congratulations to all the winners.
There's an attachment to
As I mentioned, IGN will be
the sport
here
that
for
they
all
like.
of
And
Gamescom
kind of
with
like an
great
obsessive
shows and new
fan
ways
nature.
for you to get all your gaming news. Check it out.
I'm okay, Niccolo.
Gamescom 2020 is the
I'm realizing this
hardest
show's probably
to the
maybe
beat
for
right
kids.
here on IGN.
Just like a lot of
We turn the
trailers
single
and
biggest
silly
show in
stuff.
Gaming into 5. Gamescom Now is your virtual show floor with up to the second live coverage. Gamescom Daily Show, Gamescom's first ever late night talk show, our Gamescom Awesome Indie Show, the freshest deep cuts in indie gaming, and finally the Gamescom Best of Show, including the Gamescom Award. Gamescom 2020 is available on IGN and wherever you stream Gamescom Now.
And now it is time to talk about that Best Action Game winner, Star Wars Squadrons. This is a new
Award-winning
immersive space combat
Star
game
Wars.
from Motive Studios that delivers the ultimate Star Wars
I would
pilot
love
fantasy.
this game to be
Miss
great.
those. In
I
Squadrons,
feel like they
you'll
just
suit
don't
up
have
and fly
as
for
much
both
of
the
that
New
like
Republic and the
light
Galactic
sim
Empire
aspects that
across
TIE
intense
Fighter
5v5
and X-Wing had.
multiplayer battles, as well as an all-new, authentic single-player story set after the events of Star Wars Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Today, we'll get a glimpse at what Squadron's story has to offer by taking a brief look at one of the single-player
please stop
missions
showing me
featuring
trailers.
some
Just show me
light
the game. Show me
narration
the game.
by the Motive team.
What are you doing
Let's
in the
check
game?
it out.
What's going to make the game fun?
We all choose our path. Light or dark. Freedom or destruction.
You just blew up Leia's
Empire
boob.
chose to destroy Alderaan in order to spread fear and douse the fires of rebellion. But the heroic pilots of the Rebel Alliance have chosen to keep fighting. to show the Empire that we are not afraid. It was their bravery that ended Palpatine's reign and brought about our new republic. However, the Empire lives on, shattered though it may be. As I speak, Imperial forces are edging toward the Bormir sector, hoping to end our new republic before we find our footing. As their empire collapses, they try to tighten their grip. But the galaxy is changing, and you can be a part of it. With the help of brave and daring pilots, this war can end. Make a choice. Fly with the new republic. Change our galaxy for the better.
Hi, I'm Suzanne Hunka, narrative producer on Star Wars Squadrons.
All right,
Our
Suzanne.
single-player story is one of daring pilots and deep-seated rivalries.
Take Titan Squadron. Hunt down this Starhawk and eliminate it.
Gladly, Admiral Sloane.
Over the course of the story, you'll fly as two pilots on opposite sides of the war. And, like all modes in Star Wars Squadrons, you'll have the option to experience every mission fully immersed in VR.
Wedge Antilles, Rogue Squadron. I hear you're the reason I was able to finally get a comm through.
Today, we're giving you a glimpse of an early Imperial mission behind enemy lines.
One of our spies, Agent Thorne, has discovered vital intelligence on Project Starhawk. Your mission is to extract her from an orbital outpost above Hosnian Prime. Behind enemy lines, you'll have to eliminate perimeter defenses. The outpost is defenseless. When you've secured the area, you will escort the Gladius to the outpost, and our extraction team will acquire Agent Thorne. Once Thorne is secure, reach your Gozanti cruisers and return to the Overseer.
Cover our escape and escort us to the jump point. We have Republic corvettes inbound. Move, Titan.
Oh, this actually looks good.
Keep Agent Thorne safe. Titan 3, take out those fighters.
I think I see some sort of like controls. Little radar.
You have my thanks, Titan Squadron.
No time to celebrate. Move on.
Each mission will immerse you into the escalating conflict between the New Republic and a shattered empire. Debrief.
It is pretty simplistic, but I have very low hopes from anything from EA. This is actually more than what I expected from EA.
I need you focused and ready to go.
From bombing runs at the Nadiri dockyards to setting a trap in the Xavian abyss.
They went for more like a total
Squadrons will push the war
like
to the
realistic
brink,
look, especially for the
defying
rebel
galaxy
ships.
For years to come. I look forward to seeing you in combat October 2nd.
Right. That's out this year? I think I might have to get VR for that.
That is not all EA has to share from a galaxy far, far away
Yeah.
today at Star Wars Galaxy
The
Edge.
Star Wars Arcade was a pretty big game in the arcades. You climbed into a cockpit.
Falcon on a run to Smuggler's Cove. It was this incredible adventure at Disneyland Resort and Walt Disney World Resort that inspired
Bye, Prince.
Game Pack. Check this out.
Star Wars Sims?
One genie. Shoe paza black. Mob shoot koiba.
Nirma, Wegrin.
You Sim.
This is a lot of Sim stuff. A lot of Sim stuff. Anyways, yeah, I mean, that Squadrons game, it looks more simmy in just the slightest way than what they were doing with their ship stuff out of Battlefront, the new crappy Battlefront. But Definitely not as much as what you saw in like TIE Fighter, X-Wing, and all the really, really good TIE Fighter games. But it's closer to it. The thing that made those games interesting was you were managing your power all the time. So it was like more power to lasers or shields or engines if you needed to be faster.
Star Wars to come later in the show.
Awesome.
Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga is up, and as we move into our second
And then you
hour,
also were like managing what was happening in the map and like different mission objectives. So I doubt they're going to go that deep. But it'll probably be better than what the crap they were putting out on during Battlefront.
But right now, you might remember this next game from Annapurna Interactive from last year's Microsoft E3 event. And today, I'm excited to share a new announcement from the team. This interactive thriller about a man stuck in a time loop is one of this year's most intriguing indie titles, and now they've added an absolutely all-star cast to the game. Here's a whole new look at 12 minutes.
All right, close your eyes. I want you to think of a flower. Look at its contours, its curves. Now I want you to imagine it changing.
Oh yes, that's where like they come in and they kill him and you're trying to like a Groundhog Day murder thriller. This is pretty cool. It's gonna have a lot of potential.
Then silently repeat these phrases.
That's Willem Dafoe.
May you be free from suffering. May you be free from fear. May you know peace and joy.
Whoa. That's a huge cast. Man, that's an incredibly impressive cast. That'd be an impressive cast for a movie.
That's going to be a really special indie game. So glad to announce that here on the show. Now, last year at the Game Awards, we announced Godfall.
Stop spoiling, Jeff.
Shooter coming to PlayStation 5 and PC from Counterplay. Tonight, we've got a quick sneak peek of one of the new Valor plates with more footage coming as part of Gamescom 2020. Check this out.
That could be a big get. That Willem Dafoe game is only on, regular Xbox as well? Nice. I figured, because it's not like hugely impressive graphics-wise. Look, gameplay. Oh my god, listen to gameplay. Look at it. Look at them just gaming around and moving. Transporting. This looks like they tried to make that as graphically demanding as possible. Lots of like hair and fur and lights.
Have much more O&L
foliage.
Exclusive looks at Lego
Kids
Star
want
Wars,
foliage
the
in their
Skywalker
games.
Saga,
Detailed
Fall
foliage.
Guys Season 2. Wait until you see what the Mediatonic guys are up to, and so much more. But first, I'm sure you saw that earlier this week, Heart of Deimos, Warframe's newest expansion, was released on PC, Xbox, and PS4. And today, it's also on Switch, all platforms. Here's a look at the Heart of Deimos.
Heart of John Stamos.
Expand. Explore. Tear the veil asunder. Subvert new territory to our sovereign will. But that was what it wanted too. It raged unchecked through metal, bone, flesh. Life. We are infested with it.
What? Visitors?
Now, the gateway is failing. The jaws close. The final heartbeat approaches.
Have you tried turning it off and on again?
But before we fall, we shall scream. There is one who will hear the heart of Deimos.
so many people have been discovering or rediscovering video games during lockdown, whether it be...
Oh god, this stuff's so annoying. Why are they trying to sell us on gaming? We are here because we are obviously in the percentage of gamers that are such huge fans that we're watching Gamescom. Which one's Godfall?
Mais carinho e saber que a gente vai sair dessa juntos. Vai ser difícil, mas isso tudo vai.
Thanks for the support, guys.
I hope everybody gets healthy and safely through
This is what it feels more like. This is for kids. Like they go, oh, we'll just do a nice message for the kids that are scared because of the gaming. It's one of the moth butterfly outfit where they were sword fighting with the impressive foliage. Oh, okay, that was Godfall. And that's going to be what, like a class-based co-op kind of thing? I feel like, yeah, it's funny, Horkeith. Like with the success of Destiny, you think there'd be so many more of those types of games? But maybe Anthem scared people off. I think I liked the Donkey Kong music better. Every games conference has to have a trailer where they go, whoa, whoa. Put League in the name. Popular games have League in the name. Was the first one good? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Every song sounds like this. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa. Yeah, I saw Arcade Fire was promoting their album, and they did some kind of like Onion article where they apologized, or they were trying to copyright the Millennial Whoop.
Stuff to show you. Destiny 2 Beyond Light. Stasis, you're going to see a brand new look at that. Fall Guys Season 2 and Ratchet and Clank for PlayStation 5 and so much more across the next hour. Opening Night Live continues, and it just is the start of Gamescom 2020. But right now, on September 25th, Mafia Definitive Edition launches, a comprehensive, built from the ground up remake of the original Mafia. Tonight, we've got the exclusive debut of the next trailer called A Life of Reward Too Big to Ignore, which deals with Tommy's induction into the Salieri crime family. Check this out.
All these guys in this room, they're here because they have the only thing that matters to me. The only thing that should matter to any of us. You know what that is, Tommy?
They're loyal.
That's right.
Any Hollywood people in the cast for Mafia?
One day you're busting your back doing an honest day's work in a city that's been trying to scrape you off its heels since the day you stepped off the boat. And the next you're stuffing your pockets full of Salieri's dirty money.
Go get him, Tommy!
Teach these boys a lesson. Break every bone in their bodies.
You want me to become one of those Wall Street boys?
Don't sass me, Tommy. I'm trying to teach you the ropes so you don't get
I
strangled.
think we've seen this character in a lot of games.
Now you stay straight with me, you're gonna be living the high life, Tom. You abuse my trust.
Don Salieri, you won't ever need to worry about me.
Okay, then. Welcome to the family.
It's on the Epic Game Store.
Next, we're going to introduce you to a turn-based multiplayer strategy FPS from a team in Montreal, Canada. Lemnis Gate is coming in early 2021 and has a unique mechanic built around a 25-second time loop. Check this out.
Cool. Something new, something interesting, something Canadian. Yes. Yes. So it's kind of like 3D Worms, but in a time loop. That could be super interesting.
Next spring, get ready to experience memorable moments and non-stop action from all 9 Star Wars films in LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. The entire series has been reimagined with new fun-filled LEGO humor, and now we've got your first look at the gameplay trailer.
Rely on LEGO to actually give you a gameplay trailer. LEGO games are pretty funny.
The Force and become a Jedi like my father.
The Force is unusually strong with him. That much is clear.
Twisted by the dark side, young Skywalker has become.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my
Somebody
only
ever
That boy is our last hope. No, there is another.
I'm from the Resistance. Your sister Leia sent me. We need your help.
This music is doing well.
The Force will be with you, always.
Punch it! Not him, the Falcon!
You know, even though Rise of Skywalker wasn't a very good movie, it has so much crammed into it that
I am a Jedi,
it's going to make for good Legos,
like my father
Lego
before
material.
me. So be it, Jedi.
PS5. Oh, okay, so Xbox is gonna have the same box, and it'll just say Series X, Xbox One. It'll be so confusing for people.
Lego Star Wars looks so fun.
Xbox Series X, Xbox One X, Xbox One, the 5 and Xbox
from huge
One
new
X.
games like Ratchet and Clank,
Will that work?
Rift Apart, Medal of Honor, Above and Beyond, and Destiny.
That was probably
2.
one of the best
Before
trailers.
that, here's a look at a game that is launching tonight on Nintendo Switch and Steam.
Music
it's
and
called
gameplay.
Struggling from Frontier, a fun physics-based platformer where up to 2 players control
Oh,
Troy,
they say
our
this game's
fleshy
fun.
hero. Check this out.
I like
and
fun
remember,
games.
You can play this tonight.
Were you like struggling with physics and arms and moving and Rick and Morty type animation? So there's like World of Goo type music. That's good, Felix. Oh, so you're like co-op? One person does one arm, the other one does the other? That's pretty cool. Pretty smart. Yeah, that'll be a big stream game. Be a big Twitch game. I don't like to look at ads. Assassin's Creed. Mobile. Ships. Empires. Age of Empires. Now available on Stadia. No, not Age of Empires? What is it like? Populous or something? Yeah? Now it looks like Age of Empires again? They've just been remastering these like crazy, right? They did the first one, second one, so this is, I guess, the third. With new things. Sweden. Their special ability is to be neutral. Labor Tram. There were two standout games for me, Labor Tram. Maybe 3. Yeah, the 12-minute death loop game. It's like an interactive thriller murder thing. Hyperscape, which is a free-to-play battle royale with tons of verticality that's out now. Age of Empires 3. More remastering. Not on the Epic Game Store. I think that...
Where are we? We're near Little Hope. Did you hear that?
What's more proof is needed?
Oh, these are like the Until Dawn. They did that anthology thing. Some kind of man. The Dark Man. Yeah. What else did I like? Teardown. 2-person team. They made their own engine. It looks like Minecraft, but with heists. Nice visuals. Really good looking fire. You bash into buildings. You make ramps. You use vehicles. I see some games that I think are going to be really successful.
I gotta say, the game that I've given the most hours to, that I love going back to, is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I have to say,
that's nice. You like a game. So do we. I have to say that games are fun, and I really want to have fun because if I don't, I'm going to murder everyone watching. I sit in my gaming chair. It's really bad for my back, but I don't care. Here's a girl who said that she would have written 2 novels by now if she wasn't playing games. That's too bad. Sounds like it weighs heavily on her mind if it was the first thing she thought of. Yes. Wonderful. I'll bring it back up when I'll slip it on here. Oh. Are you guys ready? Tell me why.
Congratulations to Don't Not Entertainment.
Another award.
After a big day of Gamescom events and announcements, you'll be happy to know that IGN is going to help you digest all that info with Gamescom Daily Show, where you can get all the daily highlights and a late night show experience from gamers for gamers. Back to you, Jeff.
Yeah, every review I've read of gaming chairs, everyone goes, "I got this because I had a bad back, and this one really hurt my back."
Really important game that is out now that you can play on Xbox and Game Pass. And as we know, there's a lot going on in the world, and that goes beyond the pandemic. Between social conflicts we're seeing in the news and acts of nature, we can see how vulnerable we as people can sometimes be. And now I think it's as important time as ever to remember to come together and support one another. We are a global gaming community. There are millions of people watching tonight, and I know we're all here because we love games, and we know that games are good in the world and can bring us together, and I think we've all felt that in 2020. So I think that's really important to remember amongst all the games and trailers. All right, well, one way as a community we can come together to do some good is the Gamescom Forest. Gamescom has launched a reforestation
Keep it together. I said one gay, keep it together.
Gamescom Forest together with the community. Gamers worldwide can go to gamescom.global and donate to plant more trees. So let's plant a forest together. All right, well, now we're going to move on to another game, and this one was announced back in May. Chorus is a dark space combat shooter where players take control of Nara on a quest to destroy the dark cult that created her, featuring rich, ray-traced 4K 60 FPS environments on next-gen hardware. Here is the first look at gameplay from Chorus.
Graphics. Give me them.
Only 60.
You have broken my heart. For your betrayal, you will be broken.
Kind of reminds me of Warhawk, the old PlayStation 1 exclusive. Lots of barrel roll. Starbucks, but gritty. Chorus with a U that looks like a V. That could be kind of neat. I didn't catch what that was on.
How many crowns have you won? If one game has defined the summer of 2020, it absolutely is Fall Guys from Mediatonic in London and Devolver. This game is setting records and putting a much-needed smile on everyone's face. Fall Guys, I think, represents our industry at its absolute best. Well, soon the Fall Guys experience will evolve with Season 2. There's a lot of new stuff coming, and tonight, Mediatonic is about to give you an exclusive sneak peek at what's next. Get ready. I think the internet is about to freak out. Here it is, Fall Guys Season 2.
Hey, I'm Joe. I'm the lead game designer on Fall Guys Ultimate Knockout, and I just want to reach out and say thank you to everyone who's been playing and enjoying the game so far. As a team, we've been looking at all the fan arts, the memes, and the montages that people have been posting online, and the response to the game is
I think this guy'd be more excited. Thank you everybody for getting me set for life on this game. Although if he's just, I mean, he's just a lead game designer, not necessarily does he have like a profit share in it.
You'll be dressing your Fall Guy as a medieval hero and competing across brand new rounds inspired by epic quests from the Middle Ages. Traverse giant drawbridges, dodge swinging axes, and scale movable siege ramps in the quest for ultimate game show glory.
A lot of moving of ramps around.
We hope you've enjoyed the sneak peek of Fall Guys.
It'll be interesting to see what the meta gameplay becomes in Fall Guys. Like if people start making quick alliances or using like blocking methods more. Like, I'll block for you in this round, you block for me in the next leg or something.
My father has Colorado in the palm of his hand, and he's afraid to close his fist. I am not.
His truth is marching on.
Liberty's got more brains and cunning than both her brothers put together. She's the only one who could actually run Colorado. She's already tried once.
Vic's a depraved child, and Val's a brain without a spine.
It's really hard to tell what it is.
My father wasted grooming them for glory when I was right there.
That looks like XCOM, yeah. One person moving, everyone else standing around.
To Arizona, Rangers, and I'll pretend none of this happened. Stay, and you die alone.
Oh, Wasteland. I don't know anything about Wasteland. Is it more of like a CRPG? RPG? Just like turn-based.
I really haven't found any new.
That's great. That's nice. There's a lot of this stuff, eh? Yeah, every time I see something about Wasteland, it surprises me because I don't know enough about it to recognize it. But it looks like it could be pretty good. I mean, it was sort of like it's like a really old property that was brought back, right? It's quite stunning. Alright. Wonder what is left. Probably getting pretty close to the end. They did the Fall Guys stuff. I wonder if they'll have a surprise. Probably not. He really seemed to go out of his way to say there won't be any surprises. And I think, although that would be like a pretty good way of like sort of, I don't know, hiding it, making it more of a surprise, I don't think he's really interested in that. I mean, his job is to hype it up, right?
I'm Vince Sampella, head of Respawn Entertainment.
Yeah!
We set out to create Medal of Honor Above and Beyond. We knew we were
This guy makes good games.
Back to its roots. The Medal of Honor franchise is known for its powerful and exciting single-player stories that put the player in the boots of a soldier who was there. It's a series that is grounded in history.
This is the guy that made. This guy started Call of Duty.
Peter Hirschman, who directed the original
did
Medal of
Titanfall,
Honor in 1999,
Apex
is back
Legends.
at the helm of this project. You'll hear more from him in just a bit. Peter and I actually worked together on Medal of Honor Allied Assault in 2002, and I'm really happy he's joined us at Respawn to craft a completely new experience in VR. The team is creating a riveting and emotional journey through World War II like you've never seen or played. It weaves in the personal stories of the veterans and survivors of the war through powerful interviews that help set the stage for what players will experience. It's more than just a game. And we could not be more excited to show the world the next look at Medal of Honor Above and Beyond and the game's action-packed story. Let's take a look.
I know this is the first time some of you will see combat. I know you're scared. Let me be clear with all of you. I'm scared too.
Welcome to France, gentlemen. I lead the local resistance cell. Something big is happening inside Gestapo headquarters, and we don't know what it is.
We're gonna have to improvise here.
What? Oh, is it like a VR game? Disembodied arms.
The resistance are perhaps the bravest people fighting in this war.
But you really should stop. There is no future in
okay.
it.
Sorry to interrupt, Lieutenant.
I figured by the name of it, it wasn't a mainline game. There's something different about it. And also kind of by the visuals didn't feel like sort of a next-gen game.
We'll get you there.
Jet fighters, brace yourselves.
Or like a traditional non-VR game. Oh man, you get to fly planes and stuff. I wonder how they're going to handle the movement. They'd just be on rails, maybe?
Like I said, boom.
There are things as people I'm willing to sacrifice myself for.
Somehow, this motley crew has been tasked with saving civilization. God help us all.
How do they do it in Half-Life Alyx? Do they have regular movement? Because that's a big problem. Is a sizable enough percentage of people get nauseous from moving around.
Thank you so much, Vince. That looks incredible. And now we're here with Respawn Entertainment's Peter Hirschman, game director on Medal of Honor Above and Beyond, to talk more about their new VR experience. Peter, I got to say, the trailer really grabbed me. Such an incredible story that you're telling to. Tell us a bit about this single-player experience. What can we expect?
Well, Jeff, thank you for having us on the show. I'm representing a whole team back at Respawn that's been working really hard on this, and it's so exciting to premiere the trailer with you. Medal of Honor, going back to its roots, was always about putting the player in the boots of a soldier fighting in World War II. And with VR, we're able to do that in almost a literal way. It's definitely the most immersive experience, most immersive combat experience I've ever been able to work on. And the story follows you as a player being recruited into the Office of Strategic Services, commonly known as the OSS. And their mission was sabotage, espionage, search and rescue, everything in between. You name it, they did it. And they're known by a different set of initials now, the CIA. But during World War II, they sent operatives all over Europe, deep behind enemy lines. And that allows us to tell a story where you get to go to these places and locations and participate in events that really helped shape the outcome of the war.
One of the things I love about the trailer is you can tell there's a lot of interactivity in the environment, emergent gameplay. You got the piano and other things in there. Tell us a bit about how you're using that to tell the story. It seems like it's all kind of through a first-person perspective, but there are some story sequences. How do you tell the story?
Oh, well, we shot over 120 pages of narrative, which is more than some feature films. We had a huge international cast of phenomenal actors. And it was fantastic. And the story follows a classic three-act structure. Act one is working with the French resistance, getting ready for the invasion. Act two is D-Day itself and the fight to get to Berlin. And then the third act is dealing with the Nazi secret weapon program, which involved things like the 262 jet and the V2 rocket and things that could have really turned the tide of the war if we hadn't stopped them. So you get to go on this journey, this story. And the story is shot all from your perspective because it's VR. Your head is the camera. We don't have cutscenes. We don't have edits.
Gun shooter.
Everything revolves around your perspective. So you experience this story completely in first person as if you are there. So it creates a much more intimate and emotional connection with the characters and the things going on around you. It was an incredible way to shoot. One of our animators stood in for the player throughout the 3 weeks that we were on stage. And all the actors are always reacting and talking to you directly. And in VR, it's such a powerful thing. It's all about building that emotional connection, and it just makes the experience all the more authentic.
Well, you and Vince, I know this series is really close to your heart, and I'm like, wow, there's so much there to experience. It looks really rich and detailed, obviously authentic as well. Paying tribute to everyone that was involved in the war. I wanted to ask you also about multiplayer, which is something that Respawn is really known for, and you've had a great single player experience. But I hear you might also be doing MP too.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, the thing about VR is that, I've spent we've known each other a long time. So much of your career trying to map natural human movements to a controller, and just figuring out things like making it feel good. And one of the hardest ones is leaning. And in VR, you know how you duck? You just duck. And how you lean in VR, you just lean. And so the ability to lean around a corner, just kind of peek around the corner and see where the bad guy is just, it heightens the tension so much. It makes it feel all the more real. And when you put that into a multiplayer experience, it just raises it to a whole nother level. So we are shipping, in addition to the campaign, we are shipping a full suite of VR modes, including a few that you can only do in VR. And we're really excited about people playing those, after it comes out.
Wow. Well, definitely a full-blown VR experience. I got to say, I'm really excited to put the headset on and try this. And it's coming out later this year, right?
Coming out holiday. So, fasten your seatbelts. We are so excited to bring it to players. We've been working on it a long time. Like you mentioned, it's a passion project for Vince and I and everyone at Respawn. It's a wonderful full circle experience for a lot of us that started our careers working on those original set, going back first one and Allied Assault, and now to be able to bring Above and Beyond to a whole new generation is one of the most exciting things we've been involved with.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Peter. Opening Night Live will be right back. And in the meantime, here's a look at a new game that is launching tonight.
The world was broken. Fractured by the magic the Valkyries.
Yeah, it feels like they kind of ran out of things to talk about with that. I'd be more interested in them talking about, so, were there any challenges with VR?
This is proof, they said.
I mean, he did talk about, it feeling more intimate that people are talking to. Seems like there's a lot of gameplay variety in it. That one, and Star Wars. I think that there was a third one in VR today. Might actually convince me to get, hopefully, a PSVR you can play it on. The slowest game ever. Second slowest after Super Hot.
I have broken my vow, and now I fight to break free.
Whoa! Some lean-out music. Looks like Link in Breath of the Wild. GAME. God, this looks really way too close to Breath of the Wild. Is it? Is this set in the Breath of the Wild Battle Royale? There's even the triangles! Wow. How did they not get sued? Play for free, Spellbreak. On the Switch. No ads for you guys. Ad remover. Is Microsoft Flight Simulator in Games Pass? on PC. Jeremy comes in hot with some useful information. I did not like that table. Yeah, I can get a PSVR for that Star Wars Squadrons. That looks pretty good. And what about that? What was that? Medal of Honor? Is that only on Oculus? Oh, that sucks. VR is pretty expensive to be trying to play every exclusive you can. Yeah,
so many
sucks.
great games in Xbox Game Pass, and
Man, I'd love to play Flight Sim
as well.
I guess I do have a PC to play it on
Like
that.
to highlight some incredible
I even got
games
this.
made in Germany, and tonight we have a special announcement about one of the most legendary German games of all time,
Really?
created by Factor 5. Enjoy.
Ah. Could go fly and bomb Lithuania.
最初タリカンの音楽を聴いた時に曲が素晴らしいだけじゃなくてアミガのサウンドそのものも素晴らしいと思いましたね。日本じゃ本当に聞いたことがなかった音楽でした。
Factor 5 was so far ahead of the curve, and each of their games pushed game technology as far
What's
as
this called?
possible. I'd say they're one of the greatest indie developers of all time.
サウンドはすごいわ、グラフィックは綺麗だわ、ゲームプレイも滑らかで満足いくものだわで、本当にすごかった。今回タリカンのコレクションが出るってことをとても嬉しく思っているし、これはまた当時みたいにみんなに見せて歩きたいなと思っています。
This was the first game that allowed me to completely fulfill my musical vision. It defined my career, and the fans have been there ever since. To this day, it's one of my proudest works.
Razor? No. Fight shooter. Gunman. Turrican! Super Turrican. Super Turrican. Factor 5. Factor 5. Super Turrican.
In June, Bungie revealed a new era of Destiny 2 that starts on November 10th with Beyond Light. For the first time ever, Guardians will add a new elemental power to their arsenal, the dark power of Stasis. With Stasis, players will take on the powers of darkness to control and dominate the battle. Here's an all-new look at Stasis from Destiny 2 Beyond Light.
I think Destiny 2 trailers are good. Where did I hear that? The Destiny logo looks like a cod piece.
The floodgates are open. The darkness
What a nice
is
looking
here.
game.
As you step away from the light,
Friggin'
you
lightsabers?
need only look inward. Focus your power. Let it grow. Our fight is far from over.
Let them come. This is their fate. One after another.
You guys remember dubstep?
I have one more award to give out tonight, and that is Best Sony PlayStation Game.
Oh my God. Who's
Without
gonna win?
further ado, the winner is Cyberpunk 2077.
Give it to them awards. We should give awards to fetuses that aren't born.
I announced tonight. So check out the Gamescom Awards user voting.
The greatest basketball player that hasn't been born is...
Wanted and Best of Gamescom. The winners will be revealed at Gamescom Best of Show, along with cool cosplayers, esports, and more. So tune in on Sunday, August 30th at 8 p.m. Central European Time to see the grand finale of this year's Gamescom, where we give gamers the stage. That's it for me tonight, but before I turn it back to Jeff, I just
Sounds
want to
like
say that I hope everyone out there is staying safe and healthy. We're
giving
all in this
gamers the
together,
stage?
so
Sounds dangerous.
back to you, Jeff.
Thank you very much, Sydney. It's great to have you on the show again this year. All right, well, a lot of people have been wondering, what will the next generation of gaming feel like? How will it be different? What is that generational difference? Well, back in June, we saw the announcement of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart from Insomniac
The
Games.
difference is
a title
you'll be
which
playing
uses the
Ratchet
power
and
of
Clank
PlayStation
of this
5,
generation.
The SSD hard drive, and the DualSense controller to create an experience that Insomniac says is only possible on brand new hardware. Well, now it's time for you to decide if you see the difference. Here's an extended, uninterrupted demo of live PlayStation 5 gameplay of Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Enjoy.
You guys ready to watch some particle effects? Ray tracing? Things are going to be exploding. Captured on the PSS.
We're back. And not far from where we last saw him. We may still have time to put a stop to this.
You know, if games use fixed camera angles, it would look a lot more cinematic while you're playing.
Hey, I think I found the bomb back.
Oh dear.
Let's show him how it's done. All right, bringing out the big guns.
Wow. I bet you that's incredibly demanding to blow up something and have all those like tiny little pieces. But what does that do for the gameplay? I'd be more interested in, like, can you have more enemies on the screen? You can have a larger environment. You can have more AI going on.
The train's pulling away.
More systems interacting. It does look like you're inside a Pixar movie. Jeff Keighley, I do all the awards now for games before they're out, after they're out. Yeah, the PS4 one looked really good, Jeremy, for sure. Especially if you played on an Xbox One X, Series 1 X box.
Was that supposed to happen?
Hitting Nefarious' device seems to have destabilized reality.
The bridge is shot. There has to be another way across.
The rifts appear.
If I say 3 X's in a row, Vin Diesel might show up. Whoa.
That was rather exciting.
I guess that's the whole thing they're talking about, like, we can stream you from world to world, from area to area super fast. I know that was something Felix was really into at one point. A lot of little particles flying around. Like, I guess if you were a dev on current gen, you'd probably be watching all these particles and your heart would stop thinking, it's gonna crash! Stop it! Don't move the camera so fast! But, can you pause the game and unpause it smoothly? Like they couldn't do in Control?
Or at least a very large octopus.
Now, this is the modern cinematic storytelling Leonot wants out of his platformers.
Hey, at least we're on the same planet this time. Nefarious is on the other side of that building. Let's get moving before he does anything else to break reality.
Did Dr. Nefarious really resurface after all these just to try and take over the universe again?
Yeah, I kind of wish he was doing a worse job.
He must have more planned than he is telling us.
I've never been a big Ratchet guy. Not for me. Looks fun if I was a kid, I guess. Really colorful. Picking up a lot of stuff. I think if I had a kid, I don't know if I would even show them something like this. I would just be imagining what's going on in their brain as they're watching something like this. All your synapses. And then they look at you in the regular world and you're in black and white. I'm in black and white compared to the modern gaming industry. This is a lot of gameplay. You know, there's nothing to hide. Actually shows you what the game's going to be like. Get a good idea. Is this for you or not? We've been going for 2 hours. A long show. But if they would have cut out all that crap for the people in between, that probably would have shaved up maybe 15 minutes. A couple Red Bull ads. Wow. And then just to like stream into something like, oh. I don't know a lot about game development, but I'm assuming this is really impressive to do this. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Horky. It's like, it's kind of the same thing I felt with Control. Control had like such cool environments, but all you do is run around and shoot. And something like this. Yeah, Lena, you gotta teach. It's like showing your kids music and you start with the Beatles or something. Something good and pure and amazing.
Ratchet?
Who?
Sound like the Avengers and people will be triggered in their minds.
There you have it, Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart, and now I am joined by Marcus Smith and Mike Daly from Insomniac Games. Guys, it was so great to see that long, uninterrupted demo of Rift Apart, and I have so many questions. It's amazing to see what you're doing with the power of PS5 and the SSD.
Tell me about your power.
Marcus, what are you able to do with Rift Apart that you haven't been able to do before in a Ratchet game?
That's a good question.
Of the power of PS5?
I mean, first and foremost, it's just pure horsepower. Enables us to fill our worlds with the kind of density and life that we've never been able to do before. More importantly, perhaps, though, is the dimensional shifting that we have going on, which uses the SSD that allows us to fling the player from planet to planet to planet lightning fast, like in way, way faster than anything we've ever been able to do before.
Yeah, the Rift tether, we saw that in the demo. We had seen some of that in the trailer. So that's all actual gameplay. Mike, I'm curious, like how does that work as you kind of play through the game? Are there certain moments and levels where you can jump, or how do you play through that?
Yeah, so in the game, there is dimensional damage spread throughout the galaxy that Ratchet and Clank have to find a way to fix. And you can find these weak points in space-time that you can pull to you with your Rift tether. It's like being able to lasso a portal. And that enables you to basically like warp across the world to find new places to discover or gain a tactical advantage in combat.
Wow, yeah, I got to say, like when you see that and you imagine the jumping from multiple worlds at instantaneously almost, and it sounds like there's no load screens throughout the entire game.
That's right. We're going seamless.
That's right. Yep.
Wow, all right. You bite. So confident both of you say it. I like it. Now, let me ask you about DualSense. That's something that is a big part of PS5. I've had a chance to hands on with the controller, with the adaptive triggers and the haptics. How are you using that to sort of impact the gameplay of Rift Apart?
So at the heart of every Ratchet and Clank game is a powerful arsenal of weapons that just exude a ton of personality. And the DualSense is sort of like, it feels like it was made for Ratchet and Clank just because the haptics give us a whole new layer for the weapons to express themselves. So for example, your burst pistol, of course it gives you like a satisfying click or kick with every bullet. But when you throw the shatter bomb, you can actually feel the energy pulsing off the grenade fade away as it gets further apart from you. Basically, the haptics are expressive enough that every weapon feels different and you can tell what you're holding. But of course, the adaptive trigger like takes that to a functional level where, in addition to the trigger pull feeling unique, we can actually use that as a super intuitive way to add alternate functions to the weapons. So, for example, in the demo, we've got the Enforcer, which is a double-barreled shotgun. You can pull the trigger part of the way down until you hit resistance to fire a single barrel. And then whenever you feel like it's the right time, pull it the rest of the way for a double shot. So you might be swarmed by a bunch of little enemies. You only want to waste one shot on them, and then wait a minute for even more to swarm in before finishing them off. But a big guy, you probably want to just give both barrels to right away. So there's a nice intuitive way of basically raising the skill ceiling and giving you more ways to play better.
Wow, no, I'm excited to see how you guys are going to roll that out across what I'm sure are an insane, group of weapons as always. Plot-wise, Marcus, tell us a bit about this game. I think some fans have wondered, does this tie into the movie plot line, the game plot line? Like, tell us in the Ratchet-verse where this sits.
Yeah. Well, canonically, this is an extension of Ratchet & Clank Into the Nexus, the 2013 game. But it's a standalone adventure. So it's one that, even if you've never played a Ratchet & Clank game, you can get into it and you'll understand it and you'll enjoy it. For hardcore fans, we have a lot of nods. You're gonna see a lot of returning characters and planets and see them all through a whole new light of multiple dimensionality.
Yeah, no, this Rift tether thing I think looks really exciting. And how often, is that something we saw in the demo? Is that something you're going to see frequently in the game? Are there special moments? I guess I'm curious how often you use that technique for gameplay.
So the Rift tether has created these anomalies all throughout the galaxy. You'll encounter those pretty often. There's even a few more types of dimensional damage you'll encounter that we haven't shown yet. Okay. Now, being pulled between worlds, that's localized to chasing after Dr. Nefarious in the demo. And that's sort of reserved for special moments when you really have to, when the dimensional damage really tears wide open.
Well, I got to say, it looks incredible. And then at the end, we got another tease of this female Lombax. I know you guys have confirmed she is playable in parts of the game. I think everyone wants to know, though, do we have a name for her?
I want to play her.
The world is more interesting with mysteries, and we're going to have to keep this one a little longer.
Do we get a number of letters in her name or anything?
Too many smart people on the internet. They'll figure it out right away.
She's not named Abby, though, right? All right, we'll have to wait and see what you guys have in store for us.
That was good, Jeff.
I gotta say, I mean, it looks incredible. The Ratchet games are always so much fun, and as you said, when you think of the power of SSD and the DualSense all coming together, it looks really exciting. Before we go, though, I think everyone around the world wants to know when we're gonna get to play this game. Anything you can share with us on where you're at in development right now?
Mike?
Mike? So Ratchet & Clank is coming out in the PS5 launch window. So we haven't announced a specific release date yet, so stay tuned for that.
What kind of window? Is it big window? So, no, I'm just kidding. All right, that's all we're going to get, I'm sure. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart coming in the launch window for PlayStation 5. I got to say, Insomniac, we're so excited what you guys are doing across PlayStation, and the game looks incredible. So thank you so much for all you've done, and we look forward to seeing more of Rift Apart soon.
Thanks, Jeff. Take care.
All right, Marcus and Mike from Insomniac, thanks for showing us that first look at Ratchet & Clank or PlayStation 5. And that's going to do it for Opening Night Live. Thank you so much for watching from around the world, and make sure to stay tuned all weekend for more live.
So, yeah, we're thinking 2022.
As for us, we'll see you later this year for the Game Awards 2020. Our team is hard at work to build a very special live show for you coming in December. We'll see you then. Good night.
All right. Not really my style for a lot of that stuff. I don't really like a lot of cinematic trailers and stuff, but I understand that I understand spending all your time to make a playable demo that's not really representative of your game. It's sort of like representative of an idea, but you're not done the game. You're halfway done the game or whatever, so there's not really much you can do. So that's kind of, I guess it just becomes easier to just make a CGI trailer, or that like Warcraft one that was 4 years long with drawings. Like, Prince enjoyed the comic book story of it, but I didn't care. Not a bad show. It's so weird that like probably the most interesting thing is that Hyperscape free battle royale out now with crazy Unreal Tournament-esque verticality and speed and like a lot of attitude and color. That got just this tiny blip. Well, think about Apex Legends. Apex Legends came out with no fanfare. They just bam, and it became one of the biggest games in the industry. You know, it's like a huge, if you got a good game and it's in the right kind of genre, it's gonna work. You know, maybe like more niche games and indie games are gonna need all the help they can to get out there. Remember, what was it? Fallout 4 came out in September, October, after that E3. That was a huge drop. So I guess we can trust Jeff Keighley when he says there aren't going to be any crazy announcements or drops. He ain't lying. He's a fine broadcaster. All of it feels kind of fake. I don't need any of the talking. I just want to see some trailers and some game information and cut out everything else. You know, it's not enjoyable. Like all that stuff, talking to like Keza McDonald and these people saying what games they like and what games mean to them. Gives a shit. What is that for? Who is that benefiting? So like, I guess, they want to add some color, like a human aspect to it. That's the part people don't like in these shows. Yeah. Hyperscape, Teardown, looks really impressive. Star Wars Squadrons, I have a little bit more faith in. If I can find a PSVR used at some kind of a deal, then I might just go get it and play Star Wars Squadrons. That's a couple $100 I'd have to put down to play one game. But maybe there's some other ones that are fun there. Medal of Honor would have been great. Oh my god, like the production they got to do and getting all these people organized and stuff for like all this crap we don't need. You could just announce it. You could say who's going to be there. It's a show. You put it on and you just run through it. Pre-roll. I guess they think that this is more like this is building excitement and Well, you know what? That's why, like, I'm such a Sony pony. But I remember there was one E3, one of the last E3s that I, sat down for the whole thing and reviewed. When Sony did their show, it started with this, like, I think it was the one where they had God of War. And they had the orchestra playing, the live orchestra to a trailer with gameplay. Like, how amazing is that? And they did that with no introduction, and then they did like 5, 7, 8 trailers in a row that were impressive. And it was just one after another, after another, after another. And then they brought out the Sony guy, kind of short guy with the big head. And that's not a nice way to describe him. I like what he does. He spoke for like 10 seconds. Bam. 10 more trailers. I think Sony's the best at it. And in terms of live shows, Microsoft is kind of hit or miss. Sometimes they have really impressive stuff, but they get really bogged down in like branding. They come off really inauthentic. EA's probably the worst by far. They are, because they're super inauthentic, but they're trying to sound authentic all the time, which is just horrible. Ubisoft just promotes Just Dance all the time, and they're so predictable. They're going to make a Just Dance game, they're going to make an Assassin's Creed, a Far Cry, and then in between Far Cries, they're going to make a Far Cry spin-off. Nintendo is really good too. Nintendo is, they realize like live is not gaining us anything except more stress, and it's a waste of resources. You would have got thinking like the things that give you the biggest reactions are when you play the trailer and the announcement. It's never the person on stage. I always feel it's like really cringy when those guys from DICE that always come out and they're like, here at DICE, we are proud to present the next generation of blowing up buildings. Battlefield. And you go, all right, well, okay, whoa, just get off the stage. Calm down, take some water. I don't want to see you die of a heart attack on stage. Or remember when they had like the Shoutcaster? There's so many terrible memories from that stuff. Or like Xbox talking about TV and sports. And when they brought Miyamoto out and he had that gun, and they announced Mario Rabbids, and there was the Rabbids creator and the audience crying, that was pretty cool. Devolver, yeah. Devolver's first one was amazing. The second one was basically the same. But the first one was brilliant. Exactly, yeah. More Division, and then the two indie stuff, which will be probably the most interesting. Nintendo just went pre-recorded and fun and kind of funky, like when they had the Muppets and... But I don't even think Nintendo understands what people like. I remember them spending 25 minutes talking about some DLC for a game nobody cared about, and then later on in like the post show they're like, by the way, we're making Metroid Prime 4. You guys don't understand that is the most exciting announcement? Yeah. Due to COVID, eh? Yeah, now's the time for the Mario 3D pack. I'm bringing the rest of the Wii U games to the Switch. Well, yeah, what else was there? Okay, there was the 12-minute loop game. Now that's on... Was that an Xbox-only game? 12-minute loop, Hyperscape, Zelda port to the Switch, Wind Waker. Oh, yeah. That was a pretty decent remaster, the Wii U one. Teardown. New Fall Guys stuff. I felt like that whole show was sort of aimed at children. Or at least people who act like children. Just lots of colors and kind of silly stuff. But whatever. I'm just an old man in black and white. Alright. Well, thanks for watching that with me. Thanks for letting me know what's happening. I'm taking tomorrow off, probably completely. I'll be back Saturday. Probably going to play some Doom or other stuff on PS Now. Yeah, I feel like the game stuff was sort of for tweens. All the generic story stuff. And then we will kill them. Little Nightmares 2. Oh yeah, Little Nightmares 1. Could be an interesting one. I want to see what is on PS Now. No! Bleh. Oh yeah, I bought PUBG too. I'd like to get good at that. Alright, what do we got here? Fall Guys, South Park, Evil Fin, Divinity, Technomancer. I wanted to do just like one episode of this. Doom. I want to play the Prey DLC, but I'm going to do the PS Now stuff first. Guitar pick now. Evolution of social media. I mean, there are, you can just see so many trends in all the trailers. Like every movie trailer is sort of like. I just saw a trailer for Bill and Ted 3, and it sounded like a trailer for Inception. Trend chasing and yeah, just people immediately grabbing things and like ripping it all apart. It's like throwing something into a pit, to like a tank of piranhas, and they're just like memes. Blah. It's ridiculous. Hitman 2, cool. Look at that guy, Prince. I bet Prince like that. Can put him in different outfits. You can play Elder Scrolls Online. That's kind of cool. Katamari Forever? No. I mean, I'm always talking about how I like Morrowind. The worst Uncharted. Wolfensteiner. Katamari. Oh my god. Leonard, how can you like Katamari? It doesn't even have modern cinematic storytelling. The Turing test. Get Evan. Vampire. Silent Hill's on PS Now? Which Silent Hill? Let's do a search. Katamari. Cat. Doop 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 beep 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 doop beep. Katamari. The crazy zany world. Oh, you can't download it. That's annoying. Here, let's test it out. See if it kills the stream. Play on Windows PC. I don't want to do that. But you can. PS3, no, you cannot do. Preparing your stream. It's almost like you're downloading something. I put in a Wi-Fi booster in this room. Yeah, you would think that, but then, like I was telling you, when I tried to open the Epic Store and got the download, it killed my upload. It brought it to 0. Starting game. Starting game. Wi-Fi booster, no good. Look at that old font. Do you think the PlayStation 4 was the least impressive console jump? That's cool. So I could put the upload down to nothing. Because when you think like NES to Super Nintendo, huge jump. Super Nintendo to the N64, PlayStation, huge jump. PS1 to PS2, pretty big jump. You couldn't play Grand Theft Auto 3 and Vice City on PS1. And then you got what? PS2 to PS3? Pretty big jump. You know, a game like Mass Effect and Infamous and Dark Souls. Bigger worlds. And then PS4, probably the least impressive. Yeah, and then you got the boosted models that just kind of then maybe put it to where you were. But I mean, I feel like when I go back and play PS3 games, it's not that much of a difference. Like, I don't think I'm missing out on anything. You know? Final Fantasy 13 was on the PS3. Katamari. Katamari. I wonder if there's music. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Whoa. Flying away on a plane that looks like a donut. Press start. Alright, doesn't look like it killed my upload. The input lag feels bad. Input lag is fine for this. After you guys broke up, I'm coming over. I fought Katamari. Doesn't mean we're getting back together. as you're playing, you're thinking like, am I doing this efficiently? Am I doing it better? So many things I haven't grabbed. Can I not grab little things anymore? Oh, very PlayStation.
Prince Hot Prince.
This would be a good game to have on a phone. They should make a mobile version of it. Dashing and quick turning, eh? Which one's Dash? Rubbing the sticks up and down? What? La da 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 da. Let me tell you something, this is the best Control I've played in weeks. You gotta learn the dash. Wow. What a great game. It's really crazy that this is such a... It's a proven franchise, I would think. It doesn't look like it takes very much to make. I mean, they're not going for ultra realism. There's not really a lot of voice acting. There's just great music. It's pretty simple graphics, and then someone's imagination who is insane. Superpower thing. One sucks all objects and radius around you. Cool. Pretty neat game. Alright. That was great. It was good to finally try that and see that it works streaming. So maybe we can do that sometime. I gotta learn the dash better though. Alright, what else do we got here? Pure Farming 2018. Hours of fun. Civ Rev, that's an old game. I am bread, hello neighbor. Oh yeah, we're gonna see if there was a... The last game they made is Watam. Was it a Katamari Watam or like sort of a different one that they were going for? A different franchise. Doom. A lot of Sonic. Little Big Planet 3. I haven't played a Twisted Metal in a long time. Weird like Katamari, but different. Oh, yeah. You know, there's one of those games that's like Enter the Gungeon or something. A bunch of those that I haven't played. Those indie games from that time. Batman. You know, it is nice to have the option to stream the game so that you can just like hop in and play. Because downloading games can take a long time. Greedfall, isn't that fairly new? It's made by that Spiders dev that makes Technomancer. Make a bunch of mediocre games that are cheap. Yeah, I haven't played Enter the Gungeon or like Binding of Isaac, all that stuff. Haven't played it at all. NASCAR Heat. When you look at that guy, you think Heat. I think Drive for some reason. Hey! Metro. I think I played the tutorial of Metro once. Injustice is on my list. Control. Doom. Technomancer. Evil Within. Oh, there they are. Metro. Alright, thanks for the recommendation. Alright, I'm out of here. I'll see you on Saturday. Thanks, everybody. Bye, bye, bye.